Welcome back guys to another video. So this is a June dividend update. So all the dividends we have received in June. But let's go ahead and start with taking a quick look at the overview of the portfolio. So this is our performance for 1 year, 3 months, 1 month, and yeah, so it's always in the red because we have two big positions that are weighing down our portfolio quite heavily at the moment, but we won't worry about that too much. So this is all the pies that we have. Trying to focus on the top three pies over here. The income engine filled with two monthly dividend paying stocks, Main Street and Realty Income. We got some UK stocks over here that I like. National Grid, Primary Healthcare Properties, Trig, and BlackRock World Mining Trust. And then we've also got this one over here, a single stock in here, just put into a pie. This is JP Morgan Global Growth and Income. They pay out 4% of their net asset value every single year. So I like that right there. And let's just go down here and take a quick look using the built-in Trading 212 feature over here. So we have crossed a cost basis of over 3,000 there. So the money that we have put into the stocks, unfortunately, our realized result is down minus 8% currently. So that's minus 250. So here is our quick overview of all of our stocks so far. And you can see this one over here, gold mining stock, big position, weighing us down quite heavily. It's down 37%. And then we've got another gold mining stock down here, which is minus 44%. And the rest of the stocks down here are relatively small positions, so I don't really worry about them too much there. So let's go ahead, get into the dividends of it all and take a look at the dividends we have received for this month. So let's go ahead and start with our income engine. And let's go ahead, start with Main Street was the first player to give us dividends. We have actually increased our Main Street position and we finally have 5 whole shares. They look quite expensive here because Main Street is pretty much at an all-time high. So I'm kind of waiting to for the stock to go down before I add any more at the moment because I don't want to be buying at these high prices at the moment. Let's go down over here. Let's just take a look at the dividend yield is 7.6% there. That's pretty massive at the moment. Let's go ahead and take a look at the history and see how much we received. So first of all, we got, let's take a look over here. So the first one came in the 13th of June over here. 85 cents after the withholding tax and the exchange rate there. And then we got another one there towards the end of the month here. Our first full €1 there after the dividend withholding tax of 15%. You'll notice over here as well that the number of shares when we got this payment was 4.6, so we've increased it slightly. So we should be expecting a bit more next month right there. So in total, that was €1.85. So that's pretty good right there. And now let's move on to the biggest position in my portfolio at the moment is Realty Income right there. I think we did increase our position as well. We bought a few more shares. We're currently at 22.5 shares. The FX exchange rate is really keeping us down at the moment. So you can see right there, exchange rate is minus 9%. We are at a gain though at the stock. Stock is up 5.8%. So that is good to see right there. Let's take a look down here and take a look at the dividend yield, which is 5.6% almost there. Let's take a look at the dividends it has provided us. So the dividend is €4 and this one is €4.25 after withholding tax of 15% and the exchange rates there. So you can see over here it gave us 1 cent, which was a manufactured payment. So I believe they probably lent out my shares there. So we got 1 cent there. So in total, €4.26 there, giving us pretty much half of our dividends for this month straight from Realty Income right there. And now let's keep moving on and take a look at the next couple of dividends we received, which was from the Income Tap Pie. So from this one, we received a payment from BlackRock World Mining Trust. I think we did add a few more shares there recently. We currently have 30 shares at the moment. Let's take a look at the return. The UK stocks, the FX is negative, but it's not too bad there, minus 2%. But the stock overall is up 9.7% at the moment. Let's go ahead and take a look at the history and see the dividend. So we have received €1 and 94 shares from 30 shares right there. Exchange rate was down there, and then the withholding tax rate was 0% there, so that's nice to see. And now let's go down to the next stock which paid us a dividend, which is this one over here, buy and hold vault, which is JP Morgan Global Growth and Income. And we were adding shares here. It looks like it's starting to recover there. So currently we have 69 shares. So we did add a few more literally within this this month. Take a look at the history, and yeah, here you can see a couple of shares were bought. So let's take a look at the dividend. So the dividend is over here €4 and 29 cents. Withholding tax rate 0% there, so that's pretty nice. And you can see over here the number of shares from that was 64.5 there. So we did add a few more. So we can expect the next one to be bigger. So all of those dividends have provided us with a total of €12 and 31 cents. We are expecting one more dividend tomorrow from a company. Let's take a look at this one. So it is going to be coming from Trig. So we are going to be expecting a small dividend payment of approximately €1 and 88 cents from Trig. Currently we have 140 shares of that. Let's take a look at the FX. FX, yeah, FX is actually pretty good there, only minus 0.3 there. We're up 10% on this stock. Let's take a look at the dividend yield is 8.5%. PE ratio minus 18. So people are really undervaluing this at the moment, I'd say. But it looks like it's on a path to recovery there. So let's now go to our dividend tracker app, and you can see at the very top here we have passed our monthly average income goal of €10 right there, just about there. We put in some new money into the account, bought some new shares, and that's what pushed us over the goalpost right there. And currently our dividend yield is approximately 5%. Our portfolio is yielding, which is pretty nice there, a nice high dividend yield. Let's take a look at the monthly income over here. So you can see this month we are expecting a total of approximately just over €14, and we're still waiting for this payment over here from Trig of €1 85 cents, a quarterly dividend payment. We've already received all the other dividend payments. So you can see from the graph at the top already that this is going to be our highest dividend payment so far for the next 12 months, assuming we don't put any money in, but we will be putting money in month by month there. So €14 and 4 cents is the estimated. Next month we're estimating a little bit lower, and then a little bit lower still. August, November, and February is our lowest months, but the rest of them in between is pretty decent, approximately above €10 on average right there. So we can go down here and we can take these forecasts with a grain of salt there, but here is our 12 months forecast over here. And then over here, dividend growth last 12 months is 2%. Dividend growth last 5 years is 4.2%. And then here is just a quick, nice little visual asset breakdown within this app over here. And down here, you can see over here, if we go to the percentage, realty income, 45%, JP Morgan Global Growth and Income, 18%, and the rest is less than 10% right there. So really encouraging to see our dividends passing the €10 monthly average income goalpost. And now if we go on over to our little Excel spreadsheet, we've created a simple little tracker just to keep track of all the dividends that are coming in so far. And I've created some nice little graphs over here that I really like. So the annual dividends year to date for 2025 is actually €40, just over €40, and we can compare that against 2022, 2023, and 2024. Very nice upward trajectory, which is really motivating. And then over here as well, the monthly average dividends 2025 year to date. Now this number is inaccurate because the year has not ended, so this will look less than it currently is at the moment. But it's nice to see overall the trajectory over here as well. So the dividends per stock for 2025, you can see over here, we've got a lot of stocks. Some of them we have sold early 2025, so they won't be paying us any more dividends. But you can clearly see Realty Income there pretty much providing half of that €40 payment so far. And if we go on over here, dividend breakdown for 2025, once again, we can see in percentage terms, Realty income so far is 52%. Main Street coming in there almost 10%. JP Morgan Global Growth and Income coming in there at 13%. Unilever paid us 3.3%, but then we did sell that position. We've got National Grid almost 5%, BlackRock World Mining Trust 8.6%, and so on right there. But what's really motivating is looking at these two graphs down here. The 2024 monthly dividends, you can see, was not great, but towards the end of 2024 we start to really get into sort of dividend paying stocks right now, and towards the end of 2024 looking a little bit better, but it was really 2025 where we are starting to see that little bit of growth starting to happen there. So far you can see there June €12.34, which does not include the last payment we are expecting tomorrow from Trig of €1.85. So the next 12 months, we'll see how it is, but I think we're doing pretty well there. It's really motivating to see these month by month bars going up. So guys, that's going to be it from me. Let me know how you guys are doing in terms of your dividend portfolios or indeed your stock portfolios. And I'll see you in the next dividend update.